Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, dear students, and welcome to our science class. So today is Thursday, and the date is the 21st of October 2021. We're learning about plants and how do they reproduce. Yesterday, we stopped at the parts of the flower. Can you remind me with the parts of the flower? What are the parts of the flower? Come on, girl.
The outer part,
stamen, the stem.
stem.
Excellent, ya Maria. We have outer parts and inner parts. The outer parts are the pestle and stem. What about the inner parts? So continue.
Petal and pestle.
Pestle and stem.
Excellent. Bravo, bravo, bravo. And the pistil, anther, stamen, all are inner parts. Now, who can tell me what are the female part and the male part?
The male parts are anther and stamen, and the female parts are pestle.
Excellent, excellent. The pistil. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, guys, and we learned that how a flower can produce a fruit. A flower, first of all, will produce a seed when the sperm comes from the male part to the female part, goes down the petal, down the pistil to the ovary, join to the egg, and make a fertilization process. This fertilization process is the sperm joining the egg. When the sperm joins the egg, gives you a fertilized egg. When it's grown more and more, it gives you the fruit, starting with the seed. Growing more and more, it will give you the fruit. So, when I ask you, what is fertilization? What do you tell me?
Is the process of a sperm and an egg cell joining together. Mr. Mike is on mute.
Sorry, Habibi, just a second. So fertilization is what?
Is the process of a sperm and an egg cell joining together.
Excellent. Very good. So when an egg cell and a sperm cell join together, they make a fertilized egg. This fertilized egg will give us a seed. After that, when it grows more and more, it gives us the fruit. Very good. Very good. Okay. The sperm comes from the female or the male?
The sperm comes from the male.
From the male. What about the egg? Comes from who?
The female.
Excellent. Well done. Well done. And yesterday we were talking about that some plants can be only female and some plants can be only a male, like a pine cone. This is a female pine cone and this is the male pine cone. This one makes the sperm, this one makes the egg. Someone else needs to bring them together so they can give us a new seed or gives us a new pine cone. Which part will give us a new seed? Is it the female or the male?
Female.
Excellent. Of course, the female. When the cells join together, the fertilization happens. The female will give us new pine cones. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, we talked about the power of pollen. What is
You can
pollen?
hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
What is pollen, ya Fatuma? Do you know what is pollen?
Yeah, the pollen is the seed that the butterfly or the bee take it to make
Excellent.
for us honey.
Excellent. No, the pollen doesn't make honey. No, the pollen is the yellow powder, is the one who's responsible for reproduction in plants, okay, or in flowers. They will be attached to the insect, butterfly, or even can carry it away with wind and sometimes water. This pollen have the sperm, okay? This pollen have the sperm on it, so when it goes from the male to the female in each way I told you about, it's going to fertilize the female to give us new plant or new fruit or even new seed. Okay, have you ever seen seeds that are attached to your socks, maybe if you were playing in the garden?
No.
Okay, take a look at these socks over here. Some seeds can be attached to our cloths. Sometimes they can be carried by the wind. Sometimes animals, when they eat the fruits and they take away the seed, throw it in some place, they can reproduce new plants. Why? Because seeds are carried away in a different ways, millions of ways. Can you tell me what are the ways you think of how seeds can move from one place to another? How seeds can reproduce new plants in different places? These are just examples, huh?
My oh, no, wait.
Okay, guys, Habibi, I have only Maria is participating with me. What's wrong? Do you have a problem? Open your mic and camera. Come on, come on. Fatma, Dana, Rima, Maria, Haya.
Yes, I open my camera.
Yes, ya Dana.
Sorry, I didn't know that I'm closing my camera.
All right, seeds are very light. So, can they be carried by the wind or water? Habibi, can you hear me?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, we can hear you, miss.
All right, I asked a question. Did you hear the question?
Yes.
So,
What, miss, tell me the question again.
okay. Seeds
Yeah.
are very light. Can they be carried away with the wind or water?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, when they are carried away with the wind and water, when they lay on a land, can they reproduce a plant? Can they make a new plant?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, with the right conditions, sunlight, air, water, and space, they make new plants. This is how seeds can be moved away from one place to another. So today we learned about pollen. Pollen is all about you already have a plant, but you want more fruits or you want to fertilize this plant. How do you fertilize this plant? When pollen move away from one to another, then you will have new fruits. But when you want new plant to reproduce or new trees, you need more seeds, and seeds can be carried away by wind or water. Sometimes they can be attached to our claws and we carry them from the garden to a different place, or sometimes from animals who eat fruits and they throw the seeds in many different places. If this seed land on a land and it has the very good conditions, it will give us new plants. Okay? Now, how does each of these seeds most likely spread from place to a place? Look at the
First,
plantains seeds. What do you think?
um,
Or the strawberry, or even this one?
not the straw.
How
I
does
feel like,
huh?
wait, maybe it's this one.
How they can move? Okay, how they can move from one place to another, ya Dana?
Those one?
All of them.
Oh, okay. First thing, the strawberry is like first thing in the ground, and then when people put more seed and more water, the strawberry will get in the plants while the plants grow.
Okay, this is one way. People can use the seeds. People can take them from one place to another. Only people? Or what else?
No,
What else?
animals.
Animals, very good. And when animals eat those fruits, when they take out the seed, they may put it in a different land and they will grow again. What else? Only animals and people? Who can move seeds? They are very
And
light.
it's insects, right?
Excellent. Also, they are very light, so they can be carried away by who? Or by what?
By the what's it
Water.
called?
Excellent. The water and wind. Excellent, excellent. Okay, the fruit is eaten by animals. The birds are carried on animals' fur sometimes. On the animal fur, this one, the one you circled. And pine seeds are carried by wind because they are very, very, very light. All right, Habibi, I'm going to give you 1 minute to write in page 125. 1 minute to write, and then we will continue together. All right, girls. Do you think seeds are the only way that a plant can reproduce?
No.
No. So we
No.
heard pollen make a plant reproduce, seeds. Now let me tell you about something else. Plants can grow with something called spores. We call it spores. These are the spores. Look at the small dots on the leaves. Have you ever seen a fern in the street?
I have
No.
like a little bush, miss, like a little bush.
No, it's a tree, but it has a very huge leaves like this one over here, and on the leaf it has a very small, tiny spores. These spores are responsible for reproduction in some plants. Let's see them again. Let's see another picture of it. Okay. I don't think I have here, but I can open a video for you and we can see the spores. The pine trees, the beans, and the sunflowers all grow from seeds. Other plants, they do not grow from seeds. They grow from spores, something we call spores. This is the spore over here in this leaves. First of all, this is a fern leaf. A fern leaf is one form of the plant. So spore cluster grows on the underside of the front. So when I ask you, where can you find the spores? You can find it up or under the leaf. Up or under the leaf. Down. Yes, under the leaf. The spore is inside a bag called cluster. This bag is a cluster. Take a look at these small dots over here. Can you see the dots over here? These are the spores. And the bag that holds the spore, we call it cluster. What do we call it?
Cluster?
Cluster.
Yes, cluster.
Cluster.
So what happened here? How do ferns reproduce, or how do ferns make new seeds or make new plants? They open up a little bit, the cluster open up a little bit and releases the spore. If a spore lands in a place with good light and water, it begins to grow. How does it begin to grow? It begins to grow into a tiny flat heart-shaped structure like this one. You see it as a small, very tiny leaf. And then this heart-shaped, what happened to it? It produces the egg and sperm together. Because we agreed, girls, for a plant to reproduce, we need a sperm cell and an egg cell. And a sperm comes from the male, and egg can come from the female. We need both of them so plants can make a fertilized egg, and then they will give us a new plant. Okay? So,
This is
over,
like a lot of steps.
yes, these are, but they are very easy if you try to focus and understand with me. It's really easy.
Yeah, I understand it, but it's
Very
a
good.
lot.
So, a spore comes out of a cluster. A bag something look like a bag. We call it a cluster. When it's open up, it will land on a spot that is good in water. It has sunlight, it has air, so it will grow to heart shaped over here. And then female part and a male part will grow and give you a fertilized egg. Okay. When a frond gives you a fertilized egg, it will develop and it will push out what? It will push out of the ground. Okay? It will come up, up, up until it become new plant and it will reach the full size. When it reaches the full size, what do we call it? What do we call it?
We call it mattress.
Over here you can see it. I underlined it.
Mattress.
30. Excellent. So when a plant reaches the full size, we call it maturity. So when I ask you about ferns, does fern grow up from a leaf, from a seed? Does ferns grow up from a seed? Yes? Yes or no?
No, no.
No.
From a
They grow up from
No.
what? They grow up from spores. Excellent. Spores. Okay. Where can you find the spores? Up the leaf or under the leaf?
Is it spore?
Under the leaf. Okay. When you take a look under the leaf, can you see the spores, or they are covered in a small bag called cluster?
They are covered.
Covered on a small bag called cluster.
Excellent, excellent. When this cluster opens up, the spore will land in a place with good light and water. When it's grown, it will make which shape? Which shape it will make when it grows?
It will make triangle, I think.
Triangle? Is this a triangle?
Heart shape.
Heart-shaped, excellent. After that, after the heart-shaped frond, this we call a frond, what will grow? The egg cell and the sperm cell. Why? Because we need to join them together so they can make a fertilized egg, and then When they grow up and push out of the ground, they make the frond. This plant called a frond because it's very small. The baby is frond. When it grows to the full size and reaches maturity, we call it fern. So when I ask you about the baby of the fern, what is it called? Or the small size of the fern, it's called frond. What does it called? Frond. Excellent.
Frond.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good, girls. Okay. Over here, we are going to compare and contrast the characteristics of the seeds and spores. You are going to learn.
Write this?
No, ya habibi, on Sunday we are going to write this. On Sunday, we will revise and write together. Now you don't have to write, you need to listen and understand. Can you read for me, ya Fattuma? A seed have what? Hi, Fattuma. A seed contain an embryo and can be carried by animals or water. It's produced by plants such pine trees, beans, and sunflower. So a seed have what? Embryo. What does a seed have?
Embryo.
Excellent. Both of them are reproductive structures. They develop into new plants if the conditions are good. Both of them, they need sunlight, water, air, and space. And also, both of them can be carried away by wind. What is the special about spores?
Miss, you're gonna write all of this? My mic up.
Ya Habibi, you are not going to write now. On Sunday, we will revise and write it together. Spores are cells. They don't have embryo. What do they have? A small bag. What do we call it? Embryo or what? What do we call it, Habibi? A small bag.
A small bag. A small bag.
Spore.
Spores are in a small bag. What is this bag? Is it the embryo or what?
It is Miss I think
so.
Cluster. So the seed has embryo, but the fern or the spore has what? Cluster. Okay? Do you understand now? All right, Habibi, we are going to stop the record.
Miss, you said we will write it on Sunday.
Yes, we are going to write it on Sunday. Okay. Stopping.